fellow referees and blows the whistle for the start of the second half. Juventus 0, Torino 0. Missed penalty by Andrea Pirlo on 40 minutes. The best chance for the home side.
Well, certainly plenty of talking points in the first half. The sending off, the missed penalty, and a golden opportunity, let's not forget, as well, for Torino to take the lead before all of that happened through Maggiorini.
On 23 minutes.
Who was then subsequently substituted, and Glick was sent off.
Pirlo, now Marchisio. Ball dinked in by De Chilli. Lovely flick by Vucinic. Bentner not on the same wavelength though.
Exactly that. Again, Vucinic, for the penalty, it was that little flick as well that made all the difference, and the applause there from Bentner, but I think Vucinic would just prefer if Bentner just stuck a foot out and directed the ball goalwards.
Foul in midfield by Pogba. Ogbonna. Now Santana. Got D'Ambrosio in support. Santana flies on the cross himself. Too much on it though. It goes out of play.
Once again, it's that ball to the back post, looking for the run there, Cerci, as Bianchi made the run towards the centre of the penalty area to draw the central defender in, and so he could get one-on-one with Cerci on the back post. So that's the tactic.
That's exactly how Torino worked their opening goal against Fiorentina last week, with D'Ambrosio and Santana down the left, their cross into the middle, but it was right across the 6-yard line, and Cerci banged the ball into the back of the net. So far, Buffon has not been asked to make a save, wearing his new captain's armband with the mole of Torino, the building that is the symbol of Turin, for this special derby for the captain.
Well, certainly it started the second half. Torino just want to take the sting out of the game. They want to just keep playing the way they were in the first half, and certainly they are a side that they've got good fitness levels.
Santana got his way right through into the edge of the penalty box. The tackle came from Giovinco, and he scuttles forward. Marchisio ships the ball out to Vucinic, stalled by Darmian. Another solid fullback performance by young Matteo Darmian. Ball given away by Marchisio. Cerci not allowed to get away by De Chilli. He gets a round of applause from his coach.
Good pace there, and that was important that he won the ball back to allow Juve to get forward again. They've got a lot of players in advanced positions here.
Barzagli to Marchisio. Now Vucinic, cross in, header across the face of the goal. No, with a crossbar from Pogba from 1.5 meters out.
And there's another good opportunity, goes begging for Juve. No wonder Pogba turns away. Flick on, intelligent flick on there from Bentner, and you're attacking that ball. Didn't catch it on the forehead, did it? It was the side of the head. In the end, it was a very poor header.
Pogba, who scored a last-minute winner against Bologna with a header. Now crossed it out, it ducked down to meet from Giovinco. This time, his height should have been an advantage. Bianchi trips Pirlo on the halfway line. Free kick for Juventus.
Well, we're going to see Bianchi really. He's going to have to be the man marker there of Pirlo. Whenever Pirlo comes across, brings the ball across the halfway line, Bianchi's got to race back there, and if he has to make the foul, he has to do that.
Marchisio. Pirlo intelligently ducking out of the way. There's Giovinco, dinks in the cross for Pogba. Barzagli, auxiliary midfielder at the start of the second half. Pogba has no support outside, so he's forced in. Dangerous cross. And Ogbonna just got in the way.
Well, that's where you're going to have your two central defenders. They're going to be positioned just on the edge of the 6-yard area to make the block for those low crosses.
Pirlo, he's made space for himself for the shot. Spilled again by Gile.
Just cannot hold on to the ball this evening, can he? Got away with it again. He was quickly onto his feet, and there you saw Bianchi trying to get back and covering Pirlo, but that's a bit of a mismatch in that position. Pirlo with a quick feet, able to make a yard of space and get the shot away.
I did read that Buffon is wearing a new set of gloves called the Power Cats. Gile will be asking for a spare pair coming into this match. Barzagli finds Lichtsteiner. Pogba in support. Takes on D'Ambrosio, gets to the byline. Cross is a deep one. Cerci against Vicelli.
You can see there both full-backs pushing up. When Lichtsteiner dropped back there, Vicelli made the run to the back post to forcing Cerci onto the back foot. A neat piece of footwork as well from Pogba. Cross not that great, he's not a natural winger, of course.
Pirlo's delivery into the 6-yard box, breaks. Lichtsteiner, whose shot is deflected out for yet another corner. Well, one of the set pieces eventually counted for the Bianconeri.
Ogbonna did very well there, didn't he? Raced out as soon as he saw that ball dropping out to the edge area. He was out to close down the space and made the block.
Giovinco from the corner flag, where the Torino fans have gathered. And the header over the crossbar from Bonucci.
Stooping effort there from Bonucci. It's a good corner. It was curling away from the goal, dropping down, and just had to stoop a little bit too much there, and a little bit of pressure there from D'Ambrosio on him as well.
Gile clears up to the halfway line. Bianchi. Now jumped by Barzagli. And Bonucci back to his goalkeeper. Bonucci allowed to head well over the halfway line. Picks out the perfect pass for Vucinic. Pirlo closed down by Bianchi.
Good play by Pirlo, but it's slow, isn't it, when the ball's pushed wide again? Then there's nothing really on. I think Juve got to go to the subs bench yet again. Got Vidal, Asamoah. I mean, dynamic players who really like to get forward.
Pirlo, Lichtsteiner, and now Giovinco. Cuts inside, delivers a cross, touch just wide from Vucinic.
Well, that nearly sneaked in at the back post, and finally Juve were able to create a bit of space. It was Pirlo again opening the play out for Giovinco. That's a good ball played in right in towards the 6-yard area, and you've got the run there of Vucinic. He's having the shirt pulled there as well, just couldn't stretch, and Gile with the acrobatic dive across his line just to cover that ball.
And the wall of claret is standing firm so far. 10-man Torino after the sending off in 36 minutes of Kamil Glik. For an unruly challenge on Giaccherini.
Maybe Giaccherini had picked up the injury as well, we don't know. Haven't heard anything from the dressing room.
Basha with a strong run from midfield, cross in by Cerci. The header dinked away by Bonucci. And Cerci almost winning the ball back from Marchisio.
And his first ball wasn't the best there from Cerci. It's just flighted in instead of really trying to drive the ball in.
And Bonucci.
He's worked hard, hasn't he, Cerci? Both Santana and Cerci have worked hard. It'll be interesting to see if Mr. Ventura then makes a change, brings one of his wingers off and tries to close things up even more.
Vucinic tries to turn inside the box. No way through. Lichtsteiner. Another delivery, swept away by Darmian. No free kick. Barzagli with another effort. Felix Steiner in the centre of midfield role as Pogba is out wide.
Well, Ogbonna again, he headed the ball away there, he stepped out and made the interception. He's having a wonderful game.
Bianchi uses his experience there to take some of the pressure off his defence. Pushed over by Barzagli.
Yep, he'll take his time. Anytime he holds the ball up, he'll try to draw the foul just to disrupt the play. But just to get back to Ogbonna, he is a real stalwart there in the heart of defence. As soon as I say that, he gives the ball away, of course, as always happens. But just stepping out and making interceptions it's been wonderful to watch. It's been a really art of defending this evening.
If we are to believe the press reports, he's being watched by a certain Sir Alex Ferguson. Jovinko. That's a dangerous cross, and that's into the back of the net. Juventus have made the breakthrough. Well, it's Marchisio.
Finally, we get a wonderful ball played in, and it draws the defence towards the near post. And there's the man we're always talking about, who's so dangerous inside the penalty area, making the runs in from deep. Marchisio makes a breakthrough.
He's Turin born and bred, and he's opened the scoring in the Turin derby. Only his second goal this campaign. He came flying in as Jovinko with another dangerous delivery.
And that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about getting the pace to get to the byline, but the quick feet, one touch outside your man and whip that ball in. It's a wonderful, wonderful cross, inviting the run there. And a Marchisio, as we've seen this last season especially, and this season at times, getting into the penalty area and finishing it off. That's a breakthrough. And now for Torino, it's a real mountain for them to climb.
Ogbon under pressure from Jovinko and Bentner.
And we know once Juve get in front, they press forward and keep pushing and really put the pressure on the opposition. They don't sit back and just sit on a lead. They go for a second goal, and Toro will have to ride out this storm now. Still a long way to go.
You can see Ventura, the master strategist, having words with one of his assistants. As Torino will make a change, the free kick's flighted in, not the far post. Go for a throw right down by the corner flag. Darmian, this time getting in the way of the Juventus players. Bonucci. Barzagli, Felix Steiner. Finds Pogba, he's got space. Drills in the shot. Almost held by Gillet. And the midfielder Stevanovic will come on. Very important in Torino's promotion push last season. He's imposed himself in Serie. Barzagli won the ball fairly the second time, according to the referee, also fairly first time.
Bianchi went on very heavily there. That challenge.
Still down injured, the referee.
Pirlo doing the right thing, putting the ball out.
Card now. The referee playing advantage for Torino, and there was clearly no advantage to be had.
Exactly, they would have taken the free kick. They're stretching, catching Bianchi there on the thigh. Barzagli, and yellow card for the Juve defender. And Torino just asking the referee why he just didn't give them the free kick. And here's the goal again. Then watch this, Jovinko, one touch, then he plays the ball in, and it's perfectly flighted, inviting Marchisio, who was brave diving in there, a downward header. And Gillet couldn't get across quickly enough. That ball was flying, wasn't it, when it hit the deck? Gillet, well, got across. It was a difficult one. Almost got a hand to it, but that's the breakthrough. And as you're saying, Paul, the change to be made for Torino.
And a change also for Juventus with Asamoah going through his warm-up on the touchline. And another corner kick for Juventus. comes De Cheglie.
He's another player who hasn't had a lot of game time, and I think Asamoah brought on just to pin Torino further back. Asamoah is very dynamic up and down the left-hand flank. It allowed Vucinic also to move more into the centre, get close to Bentner to try to play the 1-2s inside the penalty area. Just gives Juve another option.
Giovinco, he's got space now. Drives in the cross. Bianchi got in the way. Pirlo. He's away from Santana. Crossing from the byline, header by Bentner. Onto the roof of the net, but harmless from the Dane, the substitute.
In those situations, Torino can defend those crosses because Pirlo's twisted and turned, and he's slowed the play up a bit so the defenders can position themselves. It's when the ball's played wide and then quickly played into the area that becomes much more difficult for defenders to get into position and make their clearances, and it allows, as we saw with the goal, the midfielders and strikers to attack the ball.
Pirlo. Vucinic. Runs at Darmian. Accept the corner.
It's becoming more difficult now for Torino. Churchy's struggling to get back and help out with Darmian. He's been isolated now, and he's also got Asamoah to deal with. Probably hence the substitution to bring off the number 11. I wouldn't be surprised. Either him or Santana. And Santana, who's a player runs out of juice. With 30 minutes to go.
Pirlo gets to the byline. Bentner's control lets him down. Santana, who was caught late there by Giovinco. A yellow card. And Giovinco will miss Juventus' match next week in Palermo.
He's a little bit unlucky there for that yellow card, wasn't it? Santana just on the edge of the area. Giovinco not noted for his tackling, and he won't make that trip down. No, it's Bianchi that's coming off. It's an interesting move, isn't it?
The captain, who promised to stay with Torino when they were relegated to get them back into Serie. He's done exactly that. But he's out of contract this summer, and this display, nobody's too convinced that he'll still be at the Granata next season.
Well, another match without a goal as well. It was always going to be difficult this evening, and the man they're calling the future captain of Torino, Bona, takes the armband. He's been the leader tonight for them. There's no doubt about that. And as it stands, 1-0, still in the game. They're going to still keep it to 1-0. They head into the last 10-15 minutes, and then maybe try to go for the equaliser.
Asamoah, stopped by Darmian. They get another corner kick.
And that's what makes these matches so intriguing, when it's 11 against 10, and the 10 men are a goal down as well. You feel that the Juve, they've got to get that second goal, just got the cushion. We saw it last night when Milan played Catania as well, when it was 2-1 for a long period.
Here comes the corner, the ball's re-inside the box. Great save by Gillet, but the referee had stopped the play. Free kick for Torino inside their own penalty area.
Just to get back to that point, is that Catania were sitting back. They had to, down to 10 men, and just waiting to get to a corner or a free kick to try to find the equaliser. And in the final moments, Milan broke away and got the third goal. And Juve want to do the same, in the sense that they want that 2-goal cushion, but they want it a lot sooner.
Asamoah again running at Darmian. And again, excellently defended by the youngster.
Absolutely right, Paul. He's had an excellent game, as you're saying, and he knew where Asamoah was going there. His positional sense has been very good, and as we were saying, the grounding at Milan, coming up through the Milan youth system as well, and he finds himself at Torino, and certainly building a good career on fields.
Bonucci turns well away from the substitute Stevanovic, who came through the inter-youth system.
I think he's on more to also close down Pirlo, isn't he? really than anything going forward as a threat, just to try to keep Pirlo quiet, because Pirlo's coming more and more into the game, and obviously with the extra man is finding more space, so Stefanovic will be his man marker.
Pogba to Giovinco against D'Ambrosio. Changing one way, then the other. Dangerous cross in far post.
Again, the 1-2 between Giovinco and Marchisio. This time, Giovinco didn't have the space to go on the outside, came back on the left, and there's Marchisio and at the back post. But the angle just too tight, really get a final touch on that.
The two who have started many a Primavera victory for Juventus over Torino. A few years back now, though, Marchisio and Giovinco. The ball's been given away by Pirlo. Gazzi looking for some support, doesn't have it. Here's Stefanovic. Santana. And one player inside the box, and it's Cerci. And Juventus in all kinds of difficulty at the back of their own making.
Well, Bonucci was very cool there, wasn't he? And
Giovinco goes down.
I thought that was a clean tackle of Torino players. But just going back to that, well, we're going to see that, let's see that challenge. Well, he won the ball, definitely, no doubt about that. But then inside the penalty area, look at this from Bonucci. Cool as you like, good strength. Made sure the ball didn't go out, and took it away from his goal.
Schooled by Giampiero Ventura, both at Pisa and Bari. Now he's getting one over his former coach. Giovinco taking on D'Ambrosio, shot into the back of the net. That will wrap up the 3 points in the derby for Juventus halfway through the second half. And it's Sebastian Giovinco.
Absolute quality there from Giovinco. Again, the quick feet. Takes the ball in his stride, little step outside, and then low and hard into the far corner. That's what we're talking about. Pace to get into that position, and then quick thinking as well, and quick feet. And that's a great thing about Giovinco. He's had his critics here at the club, and it's hard to believe sometimes because he's such a skillful player, but we'll see it here. The first touch, gets the ball away, then takes it one stride out and then into the far corner. That is an unerring finish there from the Italy international. He knew what he wanted to do, head down over the ball, and D'Ambrosio couldn't get close enough to him, and when he did, he left himself open there for the shot to go. He used as a shield almost there, and Gillet beaten again. And we were talking about that second goal, the cushion of the second goal, probably just eases the pressure a little bit.
Torino, we've seen nothing from the Granatas, an attacking force in this second half. Here's Cerci. Goes for a shot from distance, forces a save from Buffon.
Well, that's been the problem. We said that even before kick-off. The problem for Torino is finding the back of the net. Goals difficult to come by for them, and of course handicapped by being a man down as well. And now for Juve, if you think about it, really, they can ease their way through the rest of this match. They can keep possession, very similar to the match last night. In fact, with Milan and Catania, when Milan went 2-1 up, they kept possession for long periods of the game, and Catania just sat back. And Torino are doing the same here. They're sitting back, they're not even going to the ball. They're waiting for Juve's misplaced pass to win possession back again.
And comes across Pogba.
Nearly a third. And Pogba again with a header. That's a better header downwards. And again, another midfielder arriving with space inside the penalty area to fire an effort at Gillet. Did the right thing, downward header. Good save this time from Gillet. Pirlo can just keep possession now, can demand the ball, play it around. And you've got the players such as Bonucci, Barzagli at the back as well. They're confident on the ball.
Bednar gets the ball back to Asamoah. Marchisio looking to pick out Giovinco. The ball breaks him from Santana. Giovinco's cross. Ogbonna with the clearance offside though. And will Nicklas Bednar get a chance to open his account for Juventus?
Well, I don't think he'll have a better opportunity the way things are going. and with Jovinko in this form, wanting to get the ball into the middle and cause all sorts of problems, he will have further opportunities. Still a long way to go in this game, and it's important, I think, for Torino really that they don't concede again.
Darmian taking on Marchisio. Asamoah. Back in defence.
There's a celebration from Jovinko, and there have been question marks and criticism maybe in the big games he didn't step up, but this is a big game and he has tonight. He's impressed me in his movement and his quickness, thought, and to go with his skill have been at the highest order.
Marchisio lays the ball back to the edge of the box, and that's...
Yeah, we knew that Bonucci would shoot from there. Look, we always see him in the warm-ups going for the champagne shot, if you like, from a way out. And you knew as soon as that ball came back out of the edge area, he was going to have a crack on goal. But Mr. Ventura there walking away, shaking his head. He's played all his cards really. The second 45 minutes were about containment, trying to keep the score at 0-0 for as long as possible. They weren't able to do that. Now they've gone 2-0 down, and one feels Torino staring a derby, another derby defeat in the face.
And Ventura will be happy that the cycle of 5 really tough fixtures in the last 6 games has come to an end. They face Lazio, Napoli, Roma, Fiorentina and now Juventus. In their last 6 matches, only 1 game was against the teams from the lower reaches, and that was Bologna. And that was Torino's only win. Basha flips in the cross, and Bazzagli always with the advantage over D'Ambrosio.
He stood his ground there and just allowed the ball drop over his shoulder.
In fact, looking over the fixture list, Torino's difficult cycle hasn't come to an end yet. There is next week's home match against Milan.
I was going to hold that one back there, Paul, for a while, and then just surprise you by saying, "Oh, Milan are in Turin next week," and Milan on the up again after beating Juve in the win at Catania, the draw at Napoli. So for Torino, it doesn't get any easier next week. We're just looking down there, and Alessandro Matri is warming up. We should see him on soon, given an opportunity. Vucinic will probably come off. Vucinic or Jovinko, probably Vucinic. Save him for the Champions League. It's all coming together again for Juventus. Went off the rails a little bit last week, but they're back in their stride this evening in the best possible way. Of course, the sending off did influence the game slightly as well, but you've still got to beat the opposition, whatever, if they're 11 or 10 men.
Vucinic chased the ball down. Marchisio, Bentner, point blank save from Gillet.
Well, that was the moment, wasn't it, Paul, that we were talking about, where would Bentner break his duck? And it was a wonderful play by Vucinic, quick thinking off the shoulder there, and the flick on by Marchisio. And in the end, good save from Gillet, but you'd expect Bentner, he was already running away to celebrate. A little bit too relaxed.
Juventus seem to have 3 points secured this evening, which will mean they'll finish round 15 once again in first place. And if we look at their fixtures in the run-up to Christmas, they've got Palermo, Atalanta and Cagliari. And the Bianconeri will firmly believe they can get 9 points from those 3 matches and go into the Christmas break still top of the table.
No doubt, and certainly they'll have the Champions League out of the way in the midweek, whatever happens, if they progress or not. And then, as you say, through to the winter break, they will be concentrating on the league and picking up as many points as possible.
Vucinic still can't get past Darmian, holding on to possession though. Jovinko. On the home side, happily accept the throw. Matri looking on, wondering whether he's going to get invited to participate sooner rather than later. Asamoah.
Yeah, I think we'll see him on there pretty soon. There's 15 minutes remaining.
Here's Jovinko. And it's another corner kick.
He's popping up everywhere now. Jovinko's really enjoying himself this evening. And while Vucinic, who's seen some sublime skills and touches, been quite quiet, but just Jovinko's been buzzing everywhere. Here he is again inside the penalty area.
Takes on Basha. Rolls the ball back. Lee Steiner, and his effort was a wild one.
Yeah, it was a full-back's effort, wasn't it, really, there? He was waiting, took a couple of little strides towards the ball. He wasn't confident, and over the crossbar. Well, Steiner's had a good game. He's settled in again. He's back to just playing at the simple ball, keeping things under control. And all of these players are Juve. They know they've got to stay on top of their game if they want to be picked. Antonio Conte will drop a player if he doesn't like his attitude, if he doesn't like the way he's playing. He'll change things. He won't hold back. So with a long campaign ahead of us through the winter months, all these players will want to be impressing Antonio Conte, who will be back on the bench down in Palermo next weekend, and that will be interesting to see his demeanour. No doubt he's been like a caged lion in behind the screen there. We don't see him behind it, but we've seen the screen shake a couple of times when he hasn't been happy with the performances. And no doubt he'll want to release that energy back on the touchline in his technical area. And just down below, it's 2 substitutions to be made. Torino to make 1, and Alessandro Matri to come on for Juve. Let's see who's coming on. It's going to be Sansone, and he won't be too pleased but coming on late in this match.
Santana does well. Broke away from the shackles in midfield. Marchisio, excellent skill. Even Basha trailing in his wake. Vucinic. Marchisio stopped it. True challenge, but effective by De Cesare.
Just about got the ball, De Cesare. He's very wild with the challenges, isn't he? He flew in there, and let's just have a look at the substitutions. It's going to be Churchy to come off. Sansone, who's been given his chance up front, hasn't really taken it, and here's a player arrived from Sassuolo, and he had a few choice words to say about not being selected from the start this evening.
And it's Jovinko who comes off, and it's a standing ovation for Seba.
Yeah, Jovinko off Matri. I think man of the match. Would you say, Paul? I would say so.
He set up the first goal, he scored the second himself. That's one of the criticism as well, that his goals so far haven't counted for much because Juventus were home and dry by then already. You can't say the same this evening.
Yeah, I don't really understand a lot of the criticism he receives, because he's such a skillful player. And with the skillful players, they're confidence players, they're touch players. When they're full of confidence and their touch is spot on, then they're a joy to watch, and that can only be a good thing for football. But sometimes when things aren't going so well, and the crowd do get on his back here, we've seen that a couple of times, and the press as well do criticise him.
There's a mistake by Bonucci. Sansone, the pass doesn't reach him from Santana. Claims for a handball against Barzagli, who's already been booked, and the referee waves play on.
I thought Santana would have gone himself, really, just through the middle. It was there, the space had opened up. Did he not believe in his pace to take on the defenders?
Going to get a yellow card, remonstrating. He thought he was obstructed there by Darmian. Yellow card for Vucinic.
Well, we thought things might quieten down after the second goal and that Juve just play the ball around, but it hasn't been like that, and all credit to Torino. They've kept battling away, and I'd like to see a replay of that run from Santana. Well, there's a definite handball, isn't it? The hand's out away from the arm there, isn't it? Well, let's have a look again. Yes, the hand's out there.
Risky play by Barzagli.
Well, the hand's away from the body, and there is this, looks like a movement, and not spotted. We've got like the How many officials do we have now? We've got the referee, there's referee's assistant, and then there's two officials. I don't even know what they're called on the behind the goal. And well, are they meant to make decisions as well?
Only when the ball is inside the penalty
only when
area.
the ball's inside the penalty area, so you can't look outside the penalty area.
His eyes can't reach that far. No.
Well, you know, that's a lot of officials on there, and you can see that from replay. It's a definite handball, and Santana would have been through there with that ball, the rebound. But there you go, that's the way things are. Football is like that.
Santana taking on Bonucci this time. Led away by Barzagli. Asamoah, Pirlo. And once again Asamoah. The two players who arrived from Udinese in the summer. He settled in his first 20 minutes in Beijing. Here's Bender, he's looking for his first goal for the club. Trips over the ball a couple of times. And eventually plays the ball to Lee Steiner. Another player who arrived from Udinese. Isla hasn't yet got into his stride, but as you'd expect from a player who suffered such a serious injury last season, he needed a good few months to get back to his peak match fitness.
No, exactly. Once you're out with such a serious injury, you just don't walk back into the first team, come into a Serie A match and slot in as if you haven't been away. It does take time. Just thought their Bentner were going through there was just again lacking a little bit of confidence. Didn't know whether to take on the man or play the quick ball, and in the end really did neither.
It's a throw for Torino. Into the 82nd minute, almost 83, and there seems to be no way back for the Granata. And they'll head to a 13th match without a win against Juventus. And they haven't scored since the 24th of February 2002. And that 2-2 draw.
Well, having said that, I think Torino battled really hard, really well against the best team in the league, and certainly man for man, a superior side in terms of skill and talent-wise. But having said that, Torino, I think they can leave the Juventus Stadium for the first time. Their heads held high, battling away. 10 men for so long.
It won't stop the pain though from the Torino supporters, as it is the longest ever run without a win in any of the major city derbies. And the Torino fans are a proud bunch.
Well, we did see them, and it was off camera there. They had their scarves out and they were chanting away for their team, and they still are chanting away for their team, even though they're 2-0 down. And the Juve fans are satisfied with what they've seen this evening. They know that Juve will continue to be top of the league and push on through to the winter break. They want to be winter champions. They want to stay ahead of the pack, as I said before, that with Napoli running into form, Lazio up there, Inter, Milan on the charge again, just to put a bit of pressure. Roma up there, Fiorentina playing so well, playing excellent football, and we're certainly in for a close run thing, I feel, still in the championship.
Cross flighted in, finds Vucinic, chests the ball down. Goal number 3, and it's Marchisio once again.
Well, it's a chest of Vucinic once more. He shouldered the ball onto Marchisio earlier on, which nearly set up Bentner. This time it's a really elegant chest back into Marchisio, and Marchisio is up there for a man of the match award as well. Late on, and it's a little bit hard on Torino, isn't it, really, to go to the third goal down. And we've still got over 5 minutes of the match remaining as well. Good strike though, wasn't it?
Clinical strike by Marchisio. His second goal of the match. Gonna go back home happy. The Turin-born boy.
Certainly, yeah, and he was talking before in the build-up how when he was playing for the youth team, the Primavera, the derby matches were the ones that all the players look forward to. From a young age, it was drilled into you. They had to beat the opposition, and now he's done that as a done it as a Primavera, as a youth player, and he's done it as a first-team player. But it just shows that the quality teams, once they start getting on top, then they open the space up and the players drift out wide just to create that extra yard or so, as Vucinic did. He just stood out there. He hasn't done a lot in the game in the sense of in the second half, but he's just done enough to show his quality. And setting the ball up there with the sort of little chest back, as if it was a training match almost. And Marquisio's wonderful finish, lethal finish into the corner of the net. Gillet beaten again. He's a despondent figure, isn't he, standing there just on the edge of his own penalty area.
And Torino have only lost more than 2 goals in one previous match this season. A 3-1 home defeat against Parma. And Juventus are going looking for goal number 4. Vucinic rolls the ball through for Nicholas Bender, but once again,
it's a quality ball, wasn't it? It split the defence there. Przeze was caught out completely. Bender needed to be in behind really quickly off the mark, making that run. Still not in tune with his teammates. And it's really taking the time to settle into Italian football, Bender.
I'm not quite sure we have that much longer after January. He continues not to understand what's happening with his teammates.
Well, that's it. You don't get a lot of time in Serie A. You've got to settle in, such as this young player, Paul Pogba, has done. He's settled in immediately, and he's become an influence in the midfield, and he's already arguing away there with his teammates. And
so much so that there's talk that young Maroni will have to go out on loan to look for first-team action. Cross in, headed away by Barzagli.
And he was a promising player last season, wasn't he, in the midfield? They've tried him out in the heart of the defence as well, just to give him a game, cover in the heart of the defence, but he's going to have to bide his time.
Still Juventus, it all bobbles through. Vucinic, casual effort by the Montenegrin.
Yeah, you can be too cool sometimes, can't you?
I'm sure he was wearing his slippers there.
He's just wanted to dink that ball over Gillet, end on a high, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. I think you will see, well, the likes of Matri as well. He's been on the fringes. Bentner, as you said, Maroni. You probably see them in the Italian Cup matches. That's where they'll get their opportunity. But it's here in the big Serie A games that these Juventus players want to be, and the fierce competition for starting places, which can only be good as well for Juve in their chase to retain the title.
D'Ambrosio, Gazzi, Stevanovic, Basha. Asamoah cuts out the pass and now breaks forward. Matri. Asamoah leaves the ball for Pirlo. Pogba. Great skill by Marchisio. Vucinic is trying to thread the ball back through. Like I said, Marchisio with a chance for a hat-trick. And Stevanovic making step over himself.
You can see he has nowhere really for Torino to go. Looking forward, there's no one there. They can take the ball to the halfway line. Suddenly they're faced by 4 Juventus defenders. Juve not wanting to give anything away, not even a consolation goal for their city rivals.
And silky skills once again from Santana, but dumped by Asamoah. Solid challenge from the number 22.
There's wonderful skill there. I don't think it didn't even take it down with the heel. I think it was the sole or the boot there. Playing the ball quickly into Vucinic. And what has impressed tonight, I think, for Juve, when throughout the game, even when they were struggling a little bit in the first half, was the quick passing in and around the penalty area, and that's always been a feature of their game. And we can probably say last week a bit of a blip at the San Siro. and then maybe just took the foot off the gas a little bit. And
satiating after their victory over Chelsea.
It was a great victory over Chelsea, and they put a lot into it mentally, physically as well. And now they're back tuned in again. Of course, Antonio Conte had a whole week to work with the players. They had a chance to relax as well and build up to a derby match if you can relax. And now just keep possession. We're into the 2 minutes at a time.
The turning point remains on 36 minutes when Kamil Glik saw a straight red card from the referee Rocky for a reckless challenge on the halfway line on Giaccherini. And from then Torino were forced to defend, backs to the wall. And Juventus, they have the quality and they will score against a team defending with one man less. They've done it 3 times.
Only one little question mark is that, well, Jovinko, not an out-and-out striker, but gets on the score sheet, and then the other 2 goals coming from the midfield from Marquis. So again, the out-and-out strikers not finding the back of the net. Bentner having the best chance, and Vucinic not really having an effort on goal this evening.
However, playing a part in a lot of the Juventus fault, including the penalty in the first half.
Of course.
Pogba being tripped inside the box, and Pirlo blazing his heaven over the crossbar. Already been forgiven by the Bianconeri faithful.
Oh yeah, you can forgive Andrea Pirlo anything, can't you? Really, it's going to happen to the best of them. Maybe just a little bit too relaxed on the penalty, but yeah, Vucinic again, and the link play is sublime, really.
The referee blows the final whistle. The Turin derby has returned.